Okay, so if you can just say for the record your name and what you do.
My name's John and I suppose I fulfil a number of roles. I was the winner of this year's Big Brother Celebrity Hijack and also the youngest ever chairperson of the Scottish Youth Parliament.
Okay, so it's almost been a year since you emerged victorious out of the Big Brother Celebrity Hijack house. What have you been doing in the last year?
It's been absolutely crazy actually, since coming out from everything from working with the First Minister, meeting the Queen, performing and doing things in front of audiences of thousands of people. It's been a real whirlwind. Lots of really exciting stuff going on. Being involved in different documentaries and TV work, but also getting back to what I said I'd want to do, and that is continuing with the charity work and campaigning, political work that I went into Big Brother as, and wanted to come out the other end and continue the same sort of good work as well.
Brilliant. Okay, and as it's St Andrew's weekend at the moment, I'm just wanting to get to the controversial issue of independence in Scotland. What's your stance on this issue?
Well, I actually sit as a member of the Commission on Scottish Devolution, which was commissioned by the UK Government and indeed supported by the Scottish Parliament to review how successful devolution has been in the 10 years of its existence. So I've been quite involved with this. And I think that the Scottish Parliament has been a great asset to Scotland. It's offered us an opportunity to come up with Scottish solutions to Scottish problems. I'm not a supporter of independence. I don't think it's the right thing for Scotland. I don't think it's the right thing for the people of Scotland, and it's certainly not the right time. But I think that devolution served us well, and I'd like to see that further strengthened and look at how the political situation, the political setup ultimately serves everyone within Scotland to its best.
People have been treating you differently in the political world since Big Brother.
It's really interesting because the thing that people automatically do is compare me to George Galloway, because of course he was another politician who did reality TV and tried to reach out to a large audience and be a bit more hip and cool and different. And I wanted to prove that George Galloway isn't necessarily reflective of people getting involved in politics and having a voice. So I went out there, I wanted to engage a new audience and having a voice. I wanted to show a different side of politics and say it isn't all boring and pot-bellied, grey-haired, middle-class old men, and trying to engage a new audience and inspire them to take action. And from that I've had a great reception actually, right from the First Minister to all the leaders of the political parties to the Queen. It's all been really positive towards me, and again understood that trying to take a really important message to a large audience.
How well do you think Prime Minister Gordon Brown's dealing with the current economic recession?
I think it's fair to say we're in unprecedented times in many ways in Britain and indeed right across the global spectrum just now. And I'm not part of political at all, and I think that actually Prime Minister Gordon Brown has excelled, and it's absolutely fair to say he has led the way not only within Britain and Scotland but right across the globe. And the way he engaged the banks, just administered a number of takeover bids, and really been quite politically brave to ensure that the economic future of our country isn't jeopardised unnecessarily, and that actually securing jobs, saving companies, and I think taking the right measures to ensure that we can come out as best we can from what is very difficult times for this country.
And what do you think about recently elected American President Barack Obama? What do you think about his policies?
Barack Obama, yes, we can. I think, put his policies aside for a second, I think let's take a look at what this man represents. He's young in the context of other presidents. He is something new, he's refreshing, he's different, and he's black. All things which are largely new for American politics, new for the president, and things that haven't been achieved before. And I think that inspiration and the way he represents change politically is really something to celebrate, and he certainly inspired me, and I look forward to seeing a new type of leadership in America.
Do you think that Britain could ever have a black Prime Minister?
I think that if America can elect a black president, then there's no reason why the UK can't elect a black Prime Minister. In many ways, Britain is more liberal and forward-thinking in their approach to politicians and how we engage minority communities. So I think absolutely, why not?
Brilliant. And I hear you've been in Africa recently. Can I just ask you a wee bit about that?
Yeah, as part of being chairman of the Scottish Youth Parliament, I went out to Africa to work with other young leaders in a very different country from ourselves. Of course, Malawi, which is where I went, has been quite high profile in Scotland. There's quite strong historical connections right back to missionaries like David Livingstone. So I went out and wanted to engage with people and say, in such a poverty-stricken country like Africa, or like Malawi, sorry, how do young people have a voice? How are you embraced? How are you treated in society? And it was the worst and best experience of my life at the same time. You know, it opens up your eyes so much, and you're so grateful for what you have, but also it's an area of extreme poverty, and it's really difficult to take in sometimes as well.